Welcome back to Fireside Fears. Tonight's story isn't about ghosts, demons, or monsters lurking under your bed. No. Tonight's story is about something far worse. A shadow that wanted a voice so badly, it stole mine. Get comfortable, turn the lights down, and listen carefully. Because if you hear someone whispering your name during this story, it might not be me. The shadow that learned my voice. An original, ultra-long Fireside Fears horror story. I used to think shadows were just tricks of light. Nothing more than darkness shaped by whatever stands in front of it. Empty, harmless, submissive to the thing that casts it. That changed last winter. It began with a blackout in my apartment building. The kind that hits suddenly. One moment the room is bright, the next the entire world feels like someone pulled a blanket over it. I was cooking when it happened, and the stovetop flame went out with a faint metallic click. The silence after was suffocating. I walked through my apartment using my phone's flashlight, checking if the hallway lights outside were out too. They were. Everything was dark except for the faint emergency exit sign glowing red at the end of the corridor. But as I turned to go back inside, something stopped me cold. My shadow wasn't lining up with my body. It was slightly off, tilted, misaligned, as if standing a half step to the left. I waved my arm. My shadow followed, but there was a delay. A tiny stutter in its movement, like a badly synced video. I tried again, and again, always a half second late. My first thought was exhaustion. I'd been working double shifts all week. But then my shadow did something I can't explain. It waved back. I didn't move. I stood perfectly still, and my shadow slowly lifted its arm and waved at me. I felt the air collapse out of my lungs. My legs trembled. A chill crept from my ankles to my spine so sharply I nearly tripped backward. I slammed my door shut and locked it, as if a shadow needed a key. The rest of the night was quiet, though I barely slept. The blackout continued, but by morning the lights returned. My shadow behaved normally again, falling perfectly under my feet wherever I went. I convinced myself it was stress. I should have trusted my fear. Over the next few days, strange things kept happening. Small at first. My reflection in the mirror blinked twice when I blinked once. My shadow on the kitchen wall stayed still even as I moved. Objects in my apartment cast shadows slightly longer than they should, stretched, as if reaching for me. One night, while brushing my teeth, something impossible happened. I turned off the bathroom light. Total darkness swallowed the room, except for one thing. My shadow stayed visible. Pitch black, sharp, perfectly outlined, against pure darkness. It stood on the far wall, not at my feet, but facing me, directly, like a person facing their own reflection. And then, without a sound, its head tilted sideways, slowly, deliberately, until it reached an angle no human neck could hold. I ran. I didn't stop running until I reached my car outside. I drove aimlessly for hours, trying to calm the tremble in my hands. Somehow, I convinced myself to go home, telling myself the same lie, I'm just tired. But when I opened my apartment door, my blood turned to ice. There were footprints inside. Black ones, shadow-shaped, leading from the kitchen to my bedroom. They didn't come from the door. They started in the middle of the living room floor, like something climbed up from beneath it. I grabbed the nearest object, a metal flashlight, and slowly followed the prints to my bedroom. The door was partially open. My heart hammered so loudly, I thought whatever was inside would hear it. I nudged the door with my foot. Inside, sitting on the edge of my bed, was a shape. Not a person, no body, No face, no skin, just a silhouette. Human-shaped, but flat. A perfect cutout of darkness sitting upright like a man. Its head lifted slowly. Then it spoke. With my voice. The exact tone. The exact pitch. The exact breath patterns. "Don't run," it whispered, using the voice I had used my entire life. I stumbled back so fast I hit the hallway wall. My throat tightened with sheer panic. I wanted to scream, but the sound got trapped inside. The shadow rose to its feet. It didn't walk. It slid. Across the floor. Weightless. Lifeless. Silent. It came within a foot of me. My body was frozen by terror, every instinct screaming to flee, but every muscle locked in place. Then the shadow leaned in close, its head inches from mine, and it whispered, "I'm learning, still using my voice. Soon, you won't know which of us is real." I ran. Out of the apartment, out of the building, down the street. I didn't go back for days. When I finally did return, with friends, the apartment was empty. No footprints, no shadow. Nothing out of place. But something was missing. My voice. Not completely, but wrong. Higher on some words, lower on others, as if someone had rearranged it slightly. I tried speaking to test it. "Hello?" I said. From the bedroom, a faint echo answered, "Hello." But it wasn't me. It was my old voice. The one I had before that night. That's when I realized it didn't want to imitate me. It wanted to be me. It still does. At night, when I try to sleep, the echo returns. Not from outside, not from the hall, from inside. My closet. Inside the dark. My shadow is in there, practicing, learning, growing. And every night, it sounds more like me. Soon, one of us will step out of that closet, and I'm terrified it won't be me. If you see your shadow move on its own tonight, don't wave, don't speak, don't even look at it. Some shadows don't want to follow you, they want to replace you. This has been Fireside Fears. Until next time, if you're still you.